The last
is not a real watches. It's just AI watches.
Huh?
表海无涯，瓜田我，我是大西瓜，让你更懂表。那我现在来到瑞士日内瓦，当然了，我们来到瑞士日内瓦，少不了要去 Philips 富艺斯的日内瓦的拍卖行总部去看一下，在它今年11月份的时候有哪些重磅的拍品。我们一块儿去跟富艺斯日内瓦的钟表专家一起去欣赏一下它的风采。让我们一起走进富艺斯日内瓦秋拍的珍品现场。Hello everyone, actually I'm in Geneva, Philips, and beside me is our friend. Can you introduce yourself for our Chinese collector?
Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Marcello De Marco, specialist here at Philips and auctioneer.
And this time maybe we will talk about the next auction for Philips Geneva.
Indeed, it's going to happen on the 8th of November, specific on 2 decades from 1980 to 2000. It's a very, very special period as you're about to see.
So the first we talk about is the Epi Drone.
This watch is from 1993, fully and completely handmade by Journe, totally. So much so that when you send it back to Journe, the only person who's allowed to service it is Journe.
Okay.
Nobody else can touch it because it's truly handmade. The 3 handmade pieces were made for Journe. 1 he kept for himself, 2 are in the wild, 1 is here.
Oh, okay.
And imagine it shows that already 6 years before starting his company, he already had in mind this crazy project to begin a new brand with what? Then we go to something that in theory is a little bit better known because the simplicity is probably the most allowed model by Dufour. Yes. However, this one is the 10th unknown unique example with this particular dial combination in platinum. Already the duality is a piece that 9 were known until now. This is the 10th and is considered the culmination of the meeting between technology and artisanality, completely ideated and created by one man, Dufour, with his level of finishing. It's the top of the artisanal watchmaking you can find on the market, and I think ever, because topping Dufour and topping a duality is gonna be tough. The last
is not a real watches, it's just AI watches.
Apparently I heard that in Asia it seems that they think
a
it's
lot
AI.
of collectors think it's AI watches.
But luckily for you collectors and for us auction house, it's more than real. It's the very first rainbow Daytona. Daytona rainbow now, and rainbow pieces in general now are all the hype. The rainbow Daytona was the first commercially launched in 2013. But this watch is a Zenith Daytona movement, so from the 90s, so around 1994. That means that it was ideated and created as a special piece unique 20 years prior to the launch of the rainbow, when nobody would care about rainbow watches. It would be actually a bit weird to wear a rainbow watch at the time. They had experimented already before in the 80s with the day-date. But the day-date is the luxury proposition of Rolex. So much so that it's done only in precious metals, never in steel. With a couple of exceptions from vintage times that I'm not gonna dwell into. The Daytona, however, it was a sports watch. They had tried something with the manual Daytona 6269 and 6270 for man, but it was diamond. And you have some Zenith Daytonas, like one that we have there, with sapphire, but monotone, either all blue, all pink, all diamond. To create a rainbow model at the time, it was absolutely incredible. So much so that for 20 years, they never made it again.
Yeah.
It stayed one. Then 20 years later, they realized, okay, maybe now the market is ready. Let's try and make it. And they did it in 2013. I think they discontinued the original first 2 watches in 2015 on 16 because probably the market was a little bit too soon still. They waited 2 or 3 years and then they reintroduced it with the pink gold, and now finally everybody wants it. So really, they had the foresight to understand where the market was going 20 years prior. And even when they launched it in 2013, even though the reception was so-so, they still persevered because they knew what they were doing, where they wanted to go, and finally they were proven right. It all began with this.
Okay, and finally,
give some suggestion to participate the Philips Geneva?
Well, as a general indication, anytime you buy watches, whether it's Philips, another auction house, or even a dealer, go for something you like. If you have $100 million, everybody tell you that you need to buy this watch, but you don't like it, don't go for it. Go for the Pratt. Don't go with hype. Go with your own taste. So you will always have something that you will be happy with.
I know a lot of people, collector, think about actually the environment of the economy is not very good. For the auction market is a little bit more dynamical or more difficult?
Relatively. I mean, there is always a fallback of economy on the auction because watches now, they reached a level of importance, of financial importance that, talking about a lot of money, it's a passion market. So it is connected, but not so much. There are people who still love a watch, and if the right watch for them comes out, the one that they've been looking for 15 years, no matter what, they will go for it.
So it means the other side probably is a chance for other people who can take a real for the real level.
Of course, there is always a chance. When somebody is a bit unlucky, somebody else usually is lucky. So the scales of the balance, they always float. See you next time at our Geneva auction on November 8th at President Wilson Hotel.
Bye.
Bye, guys.